Today's lesson is on perimeter of composite figures. So what we're looking at are composite figures. These figures right here are made up of triangles, squares, rectangles, semicircles, and other two-dimensional figures. So these aren't your standard triangles or just a rectangle or a square or something like that. They look like this, or down here like what it almost looks like a hockey rink or something like that. So we're going to look at finding the perimeter of these composite figures today. One thing I like to do is have a highlighter ready when I'm doing this. So perimeter is the distance around any figure. To figure that out, you just add up your sides. Sometimes it's very straightforward. But one of the biggest mistakes kids make are sometimes when you're looking at perimeter or looking at a figure, they look at the numbers and they just add up, like in number 1, these 4 numbers. However, the issue is perimeter's all the way around. So yes, you're going to add 8 plus 8 plus 15 plus 5, but that's not the entire distance around. So what you have to do is you're going to have to figure out, okay, well, what are these other 2 measurements? So for that, I take a look at it and I say, all right, well, if this entire side is 15, this is 8 of that 15, that means this piece here has to be 7 because that's what's left over. And then what I look at is if this is 8 and this is 5 of that 8, then to extend it all the way down, which is going to be the same as this one, that's going to be 3. So now I have all of my numbers that I need to add. So perimeter equals, we did 8 plus 8 plus 15 plus 5, that's a 5, plus 7 plus 3, for the grand total of 46 centimeters. So P equals 46 centimeters. So you have to do some guessing when you're doing these. In number 2, you'll see that these 3 sides here are exactly the same amount. So if you find one, you can find them all. So pause the video for a moment, and I want you to figure out what is the perimeter of this figure. Unpause, and the solution will be there. You should have gotten 42 inches. This next one then is a little bit trickier because now we have some semicircles in here. So we are going to have to figure out what the circumference, or actually the perimeter, of this semicircle. You have got 2 straightaways, so if that's 22, so is this. That's not too shabby. But then we have the semicircles. So if circumference equals, not the one I wanted to use, so circumference equals pi times diameter. We here have a semicircle right here. So if I do circumference equals 3.14, which is pi, times the diameter, which is 16. So from one side of the circle to the other, we learned is your diameter. You're going to get the circumference is 50.24. Now normally when we have a semicircle, we would divide that by 2. We would cut it in half. However, I have semicircle 1 here, semicircle 2 here, and they are the exact same length. So if I have 2 of them, why would I cut it in half and then just have to double it? So I'm actually going to leave it as 50.24. And then I'm going to add to that, so the total perimeter is going to be that 50.24 plus 22 plus 22 for a grand total of 94.24.